take a seat real fast. Server owners and coders, content creators and streamers, showing off the community with all their features. Issues with updates, someone's mistake, new things they added, angry players it makes. Get in chat, voice your opinion. You're the community and we wanna listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP, putting out the word about the DayZ community. The greedy peasant, he runs the show, but without his team this wouldn't be so. The queen peasant, who runs the chat with the friendly hello, make sure you say it back. Survival role play, choose a character, hold the dev accountable on every single matter. Social media and TikTok, she likes to toast. Smiley's a people person, new friends on the coast. It's the Peasant Podcast, we're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP, putting out the word about the DayZ community. The greedy peasant, he runs the show, but without his team this wouldn't be so. The queen peasant, who runs the chat with a friendly hello, make sure you say it back. It's the Peasant Podcast, we're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP, putting out the word about the DayZ community.
All right, welcome everybody to the podcast. I hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. We are kicking it off with our console's number one DayZ podcast. Big shout out to friendly DayZ podcast for dropping in for a run. Big shout out there. Boys over there do an absolutely legendary job. We collaborated with them for a while, rolling the DayZ spotlight, holding the fort down while DayZ tinkered with their snow map. So absolute legends out there. Get out there and check them out. Get on their Spotify. It's the best place to, I think, to grab the DayZ podcast. Friendly DayZ podcast. Mr. Q rolling it out for 42 months. He's indefinite slavitude, so we apologise, Q, for putting you in slavery, but
It's all right.
you're committed now. We've got you in the cult well underway. We appreciate you, bud. We've got Mr. Twisted Humanity, dayzxbox streamer. But yeah, let's get on with the show. We have on the panel today, we have, starting from right to left, first of all, looking in his proper uniform, Mr. 80KQ, welcome, bud.
Welcome. My God, it's good to have a nice pair of shades and excellent looking bandana.
He's got to get his. Gotta get all his...
God, I look good today.
We had a little revamp of the lobby and put all the items back into it, so you can now get dressed in all the fantastic spists. Yes, we have a lot of people that appreciate the dress up here at on the server. Sometimes spending 40 to 50 minutes getting dressed before they die in a car crash 5 minutes later. Sitting next to Mr. Q is one of our new co-hosts. Mr. Undead is a Twitch streamer been with the console cult for since he was a wee fella. Variety streamer, but plays quite a lot of official DayZ. Out there punching on with dupers. How are you, Mr. Undead? Welcome, welcome.
I'm doing good. It's good to be here. Good to be a co-host now too.
We hope you can provide exactly what we thought we could provide: a bum on the seat.
I'll try to go a little bit extra and beyond.
He's gonna go above and beyond. In front of me is our rando on the couch. Rando on the couch decided he'd skip into the podcast after busting somebody else teleporting into the hidden zone. So welcome, Rando on the couch. You just sit over there and nod your head. And our special guest this week, DayZ Twitch streamer, expert in the socializing and feeding the poor, Crimson Thorn. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
We appreciate you giving up the time. I know you just got off work and had to jet home and jump onto the podcast. And we're glad you're here to share a little about you and your adventure so far on DayZ and streaming. First of all, we're going to dive into some of the news and updated servers. So a continuation from last week, we have the Zone who's updated their server. The Zone is now an RPG style server. And what we mean by that is they're heavily focused on roleplay, and roleplay being an upgradable character. He does all sorts of things with his server. It's boosted up to 20 slots at the moment. You can get in there and have an adventure of a lifetime. It's absolutely crazy. The other server that has been run through is EU PvE. They just launched their new season where they've split the map, so you can go and enjoy a PvE session on one side and a PvP session on the other. So definitely get out and try those out. Horizon PvP, they've updated their server as well. How to Survive's updated theirs, and the Unknown, they've also been updated. So the relaunches, this is the Unknown. If we like to flick these little things up because we haven't seen this one. Graphics, once again, these days are absolutely killing all artists. We apologise, artists. So definitely get out there, check the Unknown. But yeah, that's all the news and events that have gone on for this week. If you'd like to get your event on here, you can always drop it in my Discord. Yeah, Q, fire away.
I do have one. I think kicking off today is HXC summer season in Livonia.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
It's
HXC,
all right,
the
I've got a
hard
50
score.
slot server.
Yeah, they're going summer Livonia style, so reduced loot. It's going to be absolutely hectic. What's that? Season 9, I think. Season 9?
I'm not sure. I just always put it down as summer season.
Oh yeah.
Switching it around from HXC is usually quite hard out winter, very cold survival. We're dipping your toes in the nice warmth of summer.
Yeah, which would be good. A bit more free range, but a bit scarce loose too. So that's going to be hectic. Bibbidi Doom, welcome. All right. So we're going to dive into our interview with Crimson Thorn. So Crimson is a chilled streamer with good vibes. She can be found cruising the official and community servers, making friends and finding action. Crimson loves to set up a base and farms to feed the fresh and survive the community servers she plays. So Crimson, how long you been playing, and how did you get addicted to DayZ?
I've been playing since last October, so not even a full year yet. And a lot of the streamers I used to watch, the Hoop God and stuff, switched over to DayZ. That's how I found it.
Oh, so
And
you got roped into it by uh, influencers. Goddamn
hmm
influencers.
yep, yeah, it was other streamers that I hung out with and watched all the time. They
Oh,
they switched over to DayZ and they asked me to try it, so I did.
oh,
I
nice. So
absolutely love it.
what was the game that they were playing before they switched?
They were playing Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. See, a lot of people come across
So,
from the Call of Duty world.
hmm
That was a weird jump, in my opinion.
Think it's a think it's a strange jump. I think a lot of people like that.
I think it's a strange jump.
Yeah, I do see a lot of people seeing the action that goes down. Like you see a lot of the viral clips. A lot of clips go down. It's urban PvP. It's bushland PvP. You know, no one ever puts a
hmm
viral clip of running for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't tell you it's just a running simulator. Sorry.
Yeah, 100%.
Running simulator is definitely a good part of it.
Yeah, see, I don't mind the run. The
It's
run
time for the chill
sometimes.
vibes during those.
That's it. Sometimes
hmm
it's a bit of a chill time. You can between action. Unless you're geared, then you're panicking all the time.
Oh, for real. Feel like I'm gonna get shot in the back of the head as I'm running through a random. That's always my panic thought as I'm just like humming along to myself.
Yeah, that's it. I do notice you like to hum and sing along as you cruise the maps in your little break
I
times.
do.
Yeah. uh, Actually, when I first stumbled across your stream, you're in stinik farming away, feeding the fresh on official. Just tell us more about that and how successful it was.
Um, well, I had just learned to farm, and I thought it was so cool because my job in real life, I help people grow flowers and farm stuff. That's my job in real life.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, so I really enjoy it. And then finding a game that like was so realistic how it does it, I really enjoyed that. It was very successful, like feeding people and stuff. We did get to the point where some groups of people didn't like what we were doing, and so every time they found out I was like starting one up again, they would come and tear it down. It was fun keeping it up.
Yeah, that's how you know you're doing something right or stirring up a little bit of tension when the people come to
Mhm.
ruin it and take it down. Typical DayZ um, form. Did you have anyone protecting you or helping you along, or is it you just holding down the farm?
Oh, I had people all the time coming and helping me. They would see me log into the server and they'd be like, "Oh, we're on the way." Like they would help defend the farm. It was super cool. We'd have people up in the church in some broken buildings just watching for geared people and keeping an eye on them while they were. Most of the time they wouldn't shoot if they didn't look aggressive, but if they were hiding out and sniping in the trees, normally we got them first.
Yeah, nice. See, that's pretty cool
Yeah,
being
so
generated on official too. This is not community servers. This is legitimate official. So this is just, there's no
mhm.
rules. There's no nothing. It's just people banding together.
It was really good, and there was a lot of people who would just hang out there. Some people would help me build little bases, not really to loot away from people, but more to protect the people who wanted to come and hang out at the farm. Because I'm not, I don't care about loot because I can just go get more
Yep.
part of the game.
I suppose it gets that whole your little social magnet too. You consistently see on official those little groups of friendlies that shorts and t-shirts just start in, but they're standing around six deep, having a chat, having a
Mhm.
socializing.
Oh yeah, and there's definitely like fights breaking out and stuff, but normally people are hung around and helped out, and a lot of people were like, "Is there something I can help with? Like, can I go grab something? Can I help?" Or, I want to be part of this. So
No, that's
it
wicked.
was super
That's
fun.
yeah, that's wicked. I hadn't seen something like that since the early days of official, where some of the it used to be very bandit versus hero factions, and the hero
Mhm.
factions used to go and do food drives, where they'd do the same thing. They'd guard an area on the coast and allow freshies to come and grab food and a few supplies and disappear. So that would have been absolutely wicked. Absolutely wicked. Um,
Mhm.
a lot of people do shy away from the base building side of DayZ, but get the chance, you're all in for it. What's the appeal of having
Mhm.
a base, and are you a loot hoarder?
Well, like I said before, I love building the bases, but normally it's not the hideaway loot unless it's, my shovels and the only thing I try to keep to myself. But um we built walls and stuff on the edges of town where it was very easy for people to snipe,
Yep.
just to kind of help block that off. Or did build bases just because it's something to do and it's something to work together and build towards. And it feels really good when you're done and be like, oh, built this thing. It's cool.
Yeah,
I
no, I
I would
100%
not
agree
call
with that.
myself a loot hoarder.
Not a loot
Yeah,
hoarder, no.
not really. No, I I don't like carrying around a gun most of the time when I'm at the farm, just because it makes me a target if someone does come into town. Guns first. So,
Yeah,
time I have a little handheld shovel and my seeds, a little bit of food. That's all I use to carry with me.
and just farm away happily while the rest of
Just farm
the
away.
while you
Yep.
become a magnet for attention from freshies looking for food and people wanting to snipe you.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, it's
Yeah,
very
it's super fun. I really enjoy.
yeah, it would be a very interesting dynamic too, having you know, trying to keep the peace as well. Oh, don't shoot him, he's all right. Or you have the random freshie coming in and
Oh
wanting to
yeah,
box
definitely.
on, and because being Stinik, that's a spawn town too. So
Mhm.
yeah, you get to that point where you get someone who has no idea what's going on, and it was a very high pop server, wasn't it?
Oh, it is. It is a very high pop server right now. I don't think I've ever seen it without a queue.
Yep.
So yeah,
So
very high pop server.
if you want to go down and grab yourself a pumpkin, you might be able to see Crimson on the server. It's 2160, I think. Livonia
Mhm.
High Pop.
Yep.
Couple of factions on there too, so you definitely get some action on that Livonia server.
Definitely.
Um, how do you think that DayZ could improve the farming or base building side of the game in your eyes?
I think it would be cool to expand farming. You know, more different things you can put that more like longer term stuff that you have to protect. I think would be cool. But you know,
Rather
the
than
way it is
the
right now is amazing. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, so rather than the 20 odd minutes to be able to grow something, you actually have to put a couple of days into it.
Mhm. Actual,
Uh,
work into it. You can't just plant it and then come back a half hour later.
But all those freshies
You
that
know.
benefit from me planting something and can't be bothered waiting and leaving
Oh,
it.
for real. Can't tell you how many people are like, so how long till the pumpkins are ready? I'm like, oh, like 10 minutes. And they're like, I ain't waiting that long. And they just head off. And I'm like, okay.
You can be fully fed and have food for days, or you can, if you wait 10
Right?
minutes, or you can leave now. I'm out of here.
Fast
Usually they
food
end up
culture has
coming
even
back
hit
about 20
DayZ.
minutes later. Exactly. Yep.
But that's no.
People are so patient on Daisy and then all at the same time not very patient. It depends on the moment. Um, they can run for 2 hours and not care, but if they have to wait 10 minutes for a pumpkin, that might be too long.
It's funny because it's true.
Mhm.
Yep. Or sit in the bush for 2 or 3 hours and wait for someone to walk past and hopefully gets to be able to snipe them.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It, it, it
But
is.
they can't wait a few minutes to make sure no one comes after looting them.
Yeah.
Mm.
uh, very funny. We are a strange breed. We are a strange breed. So how long have
Mm.
you been streaming on Twitch?
I've been streaming since, oh gosh, like January, February last year, and I started playing like uh COD first is what I streamed originally. Over to Slowly switched over to DayZ, which I got a lot more followers and interest in my channel after I switched to DayZ. So I thought that was really
Yeah, that's a cool thing to see too. I think the COD market is not only past its use by date these days, but it's also saturated like nothing else.
oh for real. So
Yeah,
many people.
yeah. I started when I did my Twitch run at the very start. I played a bit of Warzone with a couple of mates that used to run through, and yeah, it was all well and good, but the DayZ community was a lot more embracing. There's a lot more nutters
Mhm.
in this community.
Yep.
So why did you choose to stream on Twitch?
Um, it's what I had watched other people playing or streaming on, and so I just talked to a few friends they just helped me out with that. That's that's why I'm on Twitch is just because that's the one I had had the most exposure to.
Yep. And it's funny that you say that because I feel a lot of people actually do that. The people on Twitch encourage other people to get on Twitch and come and stream, and you're a personality in chat and on different games, and they get you out in the streaming. But I do find a lot of time that that's how Twitch gets rolled into.
Hmm.
100%. Um, so what goals do you have for your streaming, and where would you like to be in the next 12 months?
I don't have any set goals. I'm honestly just here to hang out and make friends.
Yep.
I didn't expect my stream to get as big as it has so far. I'm really happy as. I've almost hit 200 followers, which I think is absolutely crazy. When I hit 10 followers, I was so excited and thought it was so cool. And now I'm almost at 200, and I'm like, why are 200 people watching me on a Friday night? This is weird. But I don't have any real goals. Just making friends and hanging out right now.
Yep, just building a community.
Mhm. Meeting new people that either just love to hang out or love the game and want to talk or come and join me on my farm. Just, you know, building a community.
That's wicked. That is a very humble goal. Um, so what has you been your biggest issue with streaming so far?
Um, in the middle of my so far streaming career, I have moved houses and had to go through a bunch of Wi-Fi and server changes and whatnot. And honestly, that was the hardest is that lull in it and having to come back and try to get back into talking to people and catching up with everybody. It was really hard because I hadn't talked to them in like 2 months, but I feel like I've settled back.
Back with a
Other than that, I
vengeance.
haven't really struggled with anything. Yeah.
No, that's good to hear. You know, ISPs and Wi-Fi and the technical side of it, and like, if you've had experience beforehand, then you know, good for you. But a lot of our streamers are, you know, we're gamers moving into the streaming community, and Wi-Fi and beat rates and all that sort of stuff's very important. So it becomes quite difficult
Oh
and
yeah,
frustrating when you can't get stuff going.
definitely. We were trying to get a better Wi-Fi, but it ended up being worth 5 megabits per second, and I'm like, I can't do nothing with this. But
Yeah.
means we were off
Yeah,
our
it's
phones a lot more. We got to sit there and talk to each other.
one thing that's
But
always kind of surprised me about Wi-Fi around the world, how some cities and countries have worse Wi-Fi than me, and I live at the bottom of the world, and our Wi-Fi is actually really, really good. It makes no sense.
you have the satellites closer to you.
That's it.
Yeah,
They're
possibly.
chilling down there with you.
See, where in my Wi-Fi is not too bad until it hits peak time. Peak time, it's you know between that 5 and 9 o'clock at night. Then everybody in Australia is on it, and we all share one wire, so it gets a little hectic.
Mhm.
Um,
That why it's so early in the morning for y'all right now.
yeah,
My Wi-Fi is just sporadic.
that way we get a better connection. It's 8:30 in the morning here in Australia. It'll be 10:30 in New Zealand. So it's the only time the whole world can get together at a reasonable time.
There we go.
um, so, what's your thoughts on Sakau and the new updates that have followed with Sakau?
Um, I honestly have not played Sakal very much. I've times with some friends, but I I liked it just because, the survival part of it. But, I didn't feel like I was in my zone because I couldn't what I normally did on servers. So we just
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
wandered
there's
around
no
and
gardening, is
looted
there?
and pillaged like normal. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Can't
that's
can't
right.
grow anything in there.
There's all the equipment in the world, but no ability to do it.
Mhm. Nothing
Oh.
grows there. I felt very out of my element there. So
Walk around. How do I do this? Do I just pick the stuff up? Do I wait? Do I plant? Do I plant this can of beans?
But that is something that is actually kind of weird about Sakau. How you mentioned that they do have all the things in the world to grow there. Like they've even got the
mhm.
garden, the greenhouses. But why even put the greenhouses on a map that you're not going to allow people to grow in? Makes no sense.
Mhm. Yeah, I was very confused. I was so excited when I found a shovel and seed. And my friends are like, "Oh, you can't plant in this server," and I'm like, "What?" Broke my heart a little bit. What am I doing here if I can't plant
And
anything?
log out. Refund, thanks.
Yep, I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yep.
see, perfect time for me to be like, look, Marks, again, you're disappointing the community. We can't even grow in Sakau.
Dang. Yeah, there we go. That's how they can improve the growing, is making it so I can grow things in Sakau.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Use the
even like midday
greenhouses.
when it's going to be like the warmest,
That's
or
what I
use
was
the
gonna say. The
greenhouses.
greenhouse structures would be nice. You
Mhm.
could actually utilize those.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, even if you had to like fix them up, like hook batteries and stuff, I would I would totally do that to be able to grow there. I think it's so cool.
got the hydroponics happening.
There you go. You
Got a
get the whole setup going.
couple of spotlights in there. You got a fire going in there.
Mhm.
Well,
Make sure everything's nice and
that's
warm.
it. Put a barrel on the roof to catch the water, so it's got an auto water
Heck yeah.
system. But yeah, it is very funny that all that growing stuff in there. The actual growing mechanic is tied to temperature. So once it gets to a
Mhm.
certain temperature, you can't actually farm, which is why they call cacao frostline. But yeah, I'd probably have to look on the.
Definitely a lot harder.
There may be a month. They may allocate a month where you can, because every month of our year is a different set of temperatures in DayZ, and there's 12 different settings
Mhm.
for it. So you can set the 12 months in real life, and I think it's I'm not quite sure. I think it's like 12 degrees is the temperature or something like that.
That's a little old.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Livonia bounces down to I think -5 at its coldest, and then gets up to around the 20s. Chinaris is the warmer one. It's in the 25s, and then bounces to the just in the -1s. And Sakal is all the
And
way
we're
down.
talking Celsius, not Fahrenheit, so our American
Yes, yeah, it's
friends.
Celsius for
Yes, yes.
all our strange friends that use
I realized about halfway through.
it. She's like, "Fuck hell,
Thank you.
that's cold.
Thank you for clarifying.
All three
Yep.
maps are just ice ages."
Yep. I'm like -1. Goodness, it gets cold.
But no, definitely a be funny to find out how many survivors use the growing mechanic to be able to launch themselves fresh. I mean, you see garden plots all the time, you see gardens all the time. You wonder if that's affecting the
Mhm.
player base of Sakau.
It might be. So I
Yeah.
noticed that most Cal maps will have like one or two that's like medium pop, but then most of them only have like one or at least the ones I've seen.
Yeah, no. Half service, 25, 30s. The one me and Undead were cracking onto, it started at 25 and would die in about, once the US got off, it was down to, 5 or 6, a handful plus us. It's all the farmers. The farmers can't get on there. That's what it's about.
Yeah, us
No,
farmers can't go there.
no,
Can't
but
feed all the freshies.
it's a definitely an interesting take, and definitely an angle that I never thought of either.
Mhm.
Well, this
I said I was definitely out of my element.
yes, have to go to the other, have to go to foraging and fishing, try those angles.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Uh,
can't grow a pumpkin. I'm gonna catch a fish.
that's it. Or harvest yourself some yellow foot mushrooms. You can just be the mushroom queen.
There we go.
Have
I
you
can
seen
be
the
a mushroom dealer.
the mushroom? Get on the shrooms, crimson
There you
shrooms.
go.
Come take a trip in Sakau.
To be honest, I absolutely love mushrooms. Not eat. I like eating mushrooms, like normal food. But like the mushroom shape, I think it's absolutely adorable. It is like all over my desk.
That's cool.
Mhm.
That is wicked. That's what DayZ brings out for their merchandise. A couple of plushy mushrooms, all their different types.
Mhm.
Let's get the collection. Have you seen the new trailer that's out? And if so, what do you think? Is there going to be growing in the new map? Are they going to have farming?
I don't know. It looks really cool to me. I really like the survival aspect of it. I really hope that they have growing on it, but maybe they just like require you to water more or something because of how hot it is.
Yep.
But I think it's really cool. Maybe we can grow some cactuses. I don't know.
Some peyote.
There you go.
Rolling around, tripping guts.
Heck yeah. Mhm.
No, but no, that's good. That's good. That's good. Um, definitely looks cool. The the new map will be DayZ released a little slip of information that people will have been purging and looking at that. If anyone's using this for their business later on, sorry, I'm cutting your jib. But if anyone did see that the new map, well, BI just trademark registered Badlands in the same time frame as they registered Frostline. So they predict that the new map will be called Badlands. Like Frostline is the frozen one, Badlands is this one. So, arid desert, hopefully Mad Max style. But that's all the information that they've given, that they've been able to source. So if you look at anywhere else, you'll see videos that go for 3 or 4 minutes saying, we've got all the latest information on the server. And all they're talking about is BI has registered Badlands as the name of the new map. Well, they don't even have that connection. They're assuming. So...
But also, quite a few content creators have again starting to receive invites to an event.
Yep, that's been going on for quite a while, actually. I think it was Ariana that mentioned it first, probably about 5 weeks ago. I'm still waiting for my email. I got my passport in hand.
Marks? Huh?
Or anyone from the console community. There's a few people that could probably go and represent and have a crack, and but official journalism style. Yep, they need to ship the whole TPP cast over there for a look. There's 6 of us now. But yeah, no, it's going to be
expensive ass test.
100%. It's going to be good to see if you can dive your way into the new map and be able to pick up the spade and at least grow on that map as well. It's very interesting that the deterrence from Sakau because of the non-growers. Definitely a cool point. Do our co-hosts have any questions for our guests?
So, Crimson, you love growing, and you said that your main place to grow is Stinik. Where else in DayZ is one of your more favourite places to go to? Another place you'd call home.
Probably Colin Brody. I really like it because it's like right in the middle of the map, and there's a lot of growing area right around the well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Colin Brody absolutely loaded with pumpkins sometimes. Like he can pump a good 10 to 15 sets of plots. I've rocked up there a few times, and there's been just some person chilling with about 8,000 pumpkins.
Oh, yes, and what's your favourite thing to grow out of the various vegetables that we have?
I absolutely love pumpkins because you get the
Pumpkins.
food and the seed out of it when you cut it up. You don't have to choose one or the other.
Oh, yes.
Definitely
Everything
is
else
the
you
most
either can get the
self-sufficient
seed
of
from
them.
it or the food from it.
There's
Get both from the pumpkin.
It's the never-ending story.
Exactly. Pumpkins for.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Mr. Undead, do you have any questions for Crimson before we?
I'm trying to think, but all my stuff's PvP orientated.
Oh, she's a PvP. Don't get.
I do PvP
I was
when I
gonna
need
say
to.
this farmer protects her crops with a fierceness that you've never seen.
Yeah, we're talking some Yellowstone type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ruining my pumpkins, you're gonna get shot. So most of the time I try and leave it to the bodyguards because I like being. Oh gosh, what is it called? The passive one. I
The
do
p-
like being the passive
The
one,
friendly face.
but if
The
but if
friendly-
someone pushes too far,
Weapon of choice.
they get taken care of.
Yeah.
What is your
I
weapon
think
of
that's where I'd go.
choice?
Yeah. What's the weapon of choice?
Um, I really like an M lock just because I can put it in like your pants or your shirt, it. And so it's really easy just to quick draw and like shoot somebody, especially when they think you're just chilling there in the pumpkins. So
She
that's,
pack,
that's probably my weapon of choice.
she packing heat under the belt. Fuck me dead. That's wicked. Can I have a
Is that a
pumpkin?
pumpkin in your
I was
pants?
told I needed to get better at
Or a
PvP,
Glock.
so I've been trying to get better.
Are you definitely more community or official orientated when it comes to the server choice? I know that the growing and getting base building stuff is, I don't know, it's always been
Yeah,
rough for me on official at least.
it's definitely really rough on official. That's where I mostly do the farming and the base building. The past few weeks, I have really liked the community server, the interactions in them. So I just kind of bounce back and forth. But if I'm building a base and stuff, it's in an official. It can
Yeah.
really suck getting it going, but it's feels very accomplishing to get it done.
You find with
Can't
building your
say I've had that
building bases
experience.
on official, find building your bases on official that they tend to get wiped out by the next time you log in. That's what I've always
Yeah,
had the experience.
that's my experience.
brutal.
I'll
Yeah.
spend like a week getting shit together and then log on the next day, it's all gone.
Yeah, a lot of the friend groups I run with, uh, oh, one of them they built a giant base. I wasn't part of it when they built it, but I got invited to it later. But they had people like throughout the world who were part of it, and they almost took like shifts being inside of it. So there was always at least two people inside the base. It was pretty cool.
No.
So they were very protective of their base, but they had a lot of loot and gear that they had gathered. They had a couple of cars, so I can see why they wanted to keep it, close. But I was their farmer for a while. They invited me because they needed someone to bring in food. So that was my job.
Protection for barter.
They're like, you sit here and grow us food, and we will protect you.
Well, and deal.
Deal. Yeah, it was inside
We will keep the bullets from
the
hitting you.
prison. There we go. I can't count how many times a freshie has come up and whacked me in the back of the head while I'm sitting there picking a pumpkin. Just be like, heck, dude,
Yeah.
growing you your
Oh,
food.
Stuck in animation, can't do anything, and all you do is a couple of punches to the back of the head, and that's it. You're out.
Mhm.
how about when you're away from those farms? Are you looking for more interaction, or are you gonna drop somebody just because you were looking for some action? Are you more, would you rather have a conversation or pick someone apart from a distance?
It depends. It depends on my mood that day. If if I'm in a not very talky mood, I will just shoot some, just 'cause. But if I'm at my farm, then I'm usually chill. But if I'm not, and I'm just whatever, I'll probably shoot. Just
That's
because I
fair.
know the further south you get, the more aggressive people get. So usually whoever
Yeah.
shoots first,
I don't know the
comes out on
Livonia map
top.
that well. I'm sure Q could help me with this question here. What town do you stop considering being safe for interaction? I know for me in Chinoris, there's like the tier 2 loot area is like the last bit where I'm like, yeah, I'll try talking to somebody.
Now, Livonia, nowhere's safe.
No-
Nowhere
That's
safe.
Nowhere
It's,
safe,
it's,
for
it's just
real.
fuck your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would say
you
that.
you can
Fucking love.
Like,
Yeah,
I know
we're
Chinoris
safe.
has its threshold where it's just like, yeah, people get a little testy out here now, but apparently nowhere safe
I
on
can't
Livonia.
count how many times I've spawned in, and there's like a group of 8 like fully geared people who have just come down from the south, and you're just like, oh, I'm screwed. Like, nope, because I'm just respawning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shots are already being fired. You just opened your eyes.
100%. And I think it's the far northwest corner is the safe spot. Or the far north
Oh yeah.
east corner. You know, miles away from everybody, deep in the bush on the corner of the map. Because you take all
Yep, I built a base there once. It is very safe down
the.
or up there, however you want to say it.
Let's sit up in
So
the
you
corner.
do have a kind of a guideline then. You know your top east and your top west. Those are the safe
Mhm.
spots. Everywhere else is fuck them.
That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah. The river has all the chaos of Chinaris, but in only half the size. And even less towns.
Less towns, less loot to go around, so everyone's more feral. So
And that's why
it's
Livonia's
great. I love
perfect.
it.
That's why Livonia's perfect for exactly what she does. And that's why it breeds that interactions.
I really love
100%. 100%. All right, zip for the boys. All right, we're going to do fast questions. So, fast questions, I'm going to give you 2 choices. You just give me whichever choice you deem worthy. We ready?
Um,
Uh,
ready.
beans or spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
Group or solo?
Group.
Sneakers or boots?
Boots.
Gilly or bag?
Bag.
Hunting or farming?
Farming.
Chinaris or Livonia?
Livonia.
Hero or villain?
Hero.
Chasing shots or running away?
Running away.
Prefer running or driving?
Running.
Starting fresh or starting geared?
Fresh.
Nice, nice, nice. That's
Hello?
a 10 fast questions.
Someone's behind you.
Baby Brandon.
Mr. Brandon.
Nope.
Yeah, he was right.
God damn.
He was running late.
Welcome, 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 brother.
His mic might be. He always got to yell at his mic and yell at his controller and scream a little, and you know, as you do when you're trying to get interactions going, and you're like, "Hello, can anyone hear me?" Oh fuck! There we go.
I always have to go
Hello?
into the settings
Hello,
and
good
make sure
sir.
it's actually like.
Oh, there we go.
Working properly, and
My God, bro.
you going all right, bro? You going all right? Welcome, welcome, Mr. Brandon, one of our absolute legendary
Yep.
co-hosts. He said he was running late. I was actually surprised you're going to come and join us. You're an absolute legend. Right, we're going to put you on the spot. Do you have any questions for our guest? Who are you? Nah.
What's your favorite place to base? I guess.
Ooh.
Your favorite place to build a base
The
at?
prison above Gleninska or Sitnik.
Ooh.
Prison. It's nothing like Cobra Prison.
Okay.
That place is
Cobra.
beautiful.
Sorry, that was my phone. What was the question?
Favorite place to base? Copa Prison.
Yep, up at the prison above Gleninska.
There you go, Q. You got yourself someone to feed you while you build your base. You can pair up.
Yep.
That's your favorite spot.
There you
It's my favourite spot in Livonia, Copa Prison.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
The farmer
Unrateable.
and the role player. What a mix.
Oh, for real.
that's it.
I love it in there.
Mm.
Yeah, the only issue can be with Copa is those bloody infected that consistently spawn out the front. I know you use them as your guards.
No, no.
I know
Yeah,
you
they're
use them as your
good.
guards, but I can never get into your base because every time we just roll up there, we've got to fight a horde. End up limping into your base, spending 4 hours recovering and coming out. Hey, Commander.
Yep.
Hey, Greedy, I'll be back in just a second. So sorry.
You're all right. You're right. You got to take a phone call. You take that. You hit that up. We're pretty much on the end of our run for our interview run. Next, we're going to roll out is our co-host business. Anyone have any biz that they'd like to share or drop or roll through?
Look how bloody unorganised these new co-hosts are. They don't even have business.
I knew-
the one that did
I knew,
say, hey.
I knew you'd say that. It took you guys 8 months to get your business section together. Just to let you know. Just to let you know that they're only fresh. They're only freshies.
Okay.
Shit.
Sorry about
I'm just
that.
working on
You're good. You're good.
organizing my streaming schedule. That's my business right now.
That's it.
Yeah, shameless plug. I love it.
You gotta jump up with a shameless plug.
You asked for my business. I told you my business.
The only business that I outside of that, the only business that I have is the latest issue that's been popping up that hasn't been really mentioned in the DayZ world, and that's the static gas zones that aren't showing up for players.
Oh, the invisibility
It's so
bullshit.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That keeps
frustrating
catching
as
me.
shit.
It's caught me twice already.
yeah, so you'll think you're happy Larry, and all of a sudden start dying, coughing, and spluttering. So it is a current glitch that's happening. It'll probably be patched in the next hot fix. But yeah, be very careful of the gas zones. I haven't experienced it,
Well, what
so
actually
yeah.
I have. What pisses me off about that is there was an issue in experimental as well. So it was in experimental before it even got pushed to stable. So they should have already known about that issue and been working on a fix, not just go, "Oh, we know this is broken,
That's
but
the
we're gonna
devs.
fucking release it anyway." Yeah.
Yeah, very true, very true. Unless it wasn't brought to their attention.
For you. I'm pretty sure it probably was. You probably don't
Yeah,
see a bug
give it
tracker. I
was.
guarantee you
I'd
find it.
run
I
into
guarantee
it.
you find it.
100%. That is
Yeah.
the DayZ community all over. We all talk about the problems, but I bet you none of us have a fucking bug account to report bugs.
Well, take it. You have to like go through like a million loopholes to get an account. So
yeah.
it's-
Well, and that kind of frustrates me too because they turn around and they say they've made it easier for you. We've put it in your pause menu so you can go to it. But all it does is it brings up a fucking QR code to send you to the same place that everyone goes, "Oh, fuck, this is so annoying to fill out."
Correct. Correct. It was meant to be a lot easier. I have no idea why. I don't think their Discord has a report a bug on it either.
no, it does. I think it does. Maybe I haven't looked at it.
Yeah, but I dare say it'd be the
feedback.
same thing. It'd just send you to the tracker site.
Yeah, bug tracker.
But I don't understand why they couldn't have put it in how they've got it now in the main menu, and then just send you to a little page that lets you fill out what you want to fill out, and it tracks with your gamer tag, so you can be tracked back to who sent it as well. It makes things so much easier to track and to report things.
Especially on the box, because you'll be able to clip it, send the clip, the whole kit and caboodle all in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is I mean the gas zone's been quite a big part of the DayZ fortitude. especially on the first two maps. Yeah, they better get that fixed up and sorted because it's quite scary. I believe when you enter it, you can see the whispers on the outside or a very slight green phase
Yeah.
through it, but you can't actually see that hectic gas with all the particles kicking up.
We said a couple of times I've ran into it. It's been running to northwest, and I haven't even noticed. I've just been running, and then all of a sudden start coughing. I'm like, oh, I'm sick. Then, oh shit, I'm cut. Oh, it's gas. And I think that there was no telltale sign for me apart from instant cut.
Yeah, and by the
That
time
wasn't even the particle effects. I didn't notice the effects till I was in them.
Yeah.
yeah, and once you're at that point of a cut and and coughing, you're pretty much, one more cut and that's it. You've got the disease.
Yeah, you have like 3 seconds to react at most. But usually you're not that deep in by the time you notice. So
That's it. Then you're dead. Or
Can
you
the
just
business be IRL?
yeah, you can fire away. Want to share something with the podcast?
I got my first car.
Oh, fucking wicked.
you got your
Oh, hell
first
yeah.
car. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
That's it. What type of car?
Yeah, hopefully I don't lag into a tree. Honda.
Hey, we fixed it, this update. There's no more of that. Now it's only if you
That's
power
right.
slide it into a tree.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll do
Skill
that.
issues now. Skill issues.
I mean, maybe you'll no clip and have a telephone pole through your trunk.
Yeah, true. Just hanging. Yeah. After your friend rams into you and pretends it's lag.
It was maybe slightly intentional.
That's it.
Maybe just a little bit.
Puts the clip up.
Only slightly.
Puts the clip up on TikTok, and you can see him turn into it. Good clip, but
Only 10 seconds of that clip were me going, "Oh fuck, this car sucks."
yep. Although I haven't had a laggy experience in the cars as of yet. The only thing I've found with the cars is like light sources, or so like the roadblocks give off a light and the buoys give off 3 sets of lights, and I had it on this track and it would heavily visually lag when they would come up, similar to what the lobby was like on this server, where you'd look across it at nearly 2,000 items stacked in a tower, and it just render because of the shadowing. But apart from that, I've been rolling with the cars, especially the balancing of the bumps and stuff like that. I adjusted a track on here, and I took a car out last night, and I was doing 164 around most of the track. So,
Damn.
yeah, DayZ may have to thin out their original tracks or cars, or people are gonna have to understand that over an apocalypse, road maintenance isn't going to be a thing. So you can't do 165 down, a busted up track and expect the car not to rock and roll and move as if it was going down an unserviced track or unserviced road. So I'm happy with where the cars are
Well, I guess-
currently.
Yeah, I guess that's why I've heard a lot of people complaining about the car, especially the Saka and the Olga being real unstable on the ground. But that's like you said, we are in an apocalypse. The ground's not going to be bloody well maintained. There should be big potholes everywhere.
Yeah.
Realistically, you're not going to go flying down the road at 150 clips an hour.
Yeah, that's it. Especially in the narrow, even in real life, you wouldn't be doing it down your main street anyway. You jump on the highways and stuff like that. As long as it's open, you'd open it right up. But Yeah, I do think it's a point that people. I know the stipulation on cars being garbage over the last 28 updates. But I think now it's just the point that is how the roads are, and you do have to drive safely. That they are part of the hazards, bottoming out and
The
stuff
road
like
should
that.
look like my state. Potholes everywhere. Craters.
That's it. There should be
It's so bad.
should
It's
be
so bad.
potholes and all sorts of stuff in there. I mean, it's probably not enough
You're like playing
deterioration.
like dodge craters every day.
Dodge
If you
craters.
don't, you're gonna fuck up your car.
You should have got yourself a
It's
motorbike.
so
At least
bad.
you had better chance. Now you gotta worry about four wheels.
I don't know. These craters are pretty big.
Yeah,
You
so-
probably
Got yourself a four-wheel drive
take
to
some
be able to
pictures
drive
of
the
them.
streets.
yeah.
Oh, there goes Grandma's car.
That's
in
it.
One of the potholes.
All I could see is the Simpsons with the popcorn truck falling into the massive crater in the middle of Main Street, filling up with popcorn.
There we go.
Potholes
There's a
South
guy
Park
we
episode.
fit-
for plows and regular
We're
traffic.
notorious. We're notorious for having really bad road workings where I live. There's a guy that goes around on Facebook and TikTok and fills himself filling in the potholes with potting mix and putting plants in them.
Oh my
You
god,
drive
I've
along,
seen
there's a
that.
random pothole with a flower sticking
Yep.
out of it.
Yeah, because the cities don't fix it though.
Yeah.
And it's illegal for civilians to fix them. You know that?
Fix 'em,
You
yeah.
can't just go get yourself a bag of tar from the local hardware and throw it into the hole. That's illegal. Got to be
I have people wrapping
certified.
electrical dicks around them, so the city has to fix them. Draw like provocative images around the potholes, so the city has to fix them. It's
That's a good way.
pretty bad.
That is a good way, but
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, because nobody wants to see that. So the city actually they're like, shit, we gotta actually fix this.
Yeah, well, they can't just come and clean the graffiti off and leave the pothole, can they?
No.
No.
Because then they'll be like, oh, you did all that, but you're not gonna fix the
Yeah,
pothole?
that's right. They caught more
Wow.
slack. Might as well just leave the picture. No, that's hectic. Yeah, it's cheaper. They won't fix it. They'll just clean it. No, but that is hectic. All right. Well, that comes to the end of our little podcast run. Crimson, you have been nominated to be pitted in our TPP pit. Which one of these gentlemen would you like to go up against? You got Thug Q.
Why'd you get your hands up?
So Thug Q, he's more of a roleplay survivalist. You've got Mr. Undead. He's a PvP nutbag. Mr. Brandon, he rolls on survivalist and the PvP world because he codes both sides of the servers.
Do you want to fight, Brand?
You're in. You don't get to ask him. You just get to nominate.
Oh,
He doesn't
okay.
have a choice. That's it. So
down there.
I'll get you guys to head down this way to our end of game pit.
Kill you later.
You need to select
No,
select a
you'll
side.
catch your smoke. Yeah.
And once you jump down the little hole there, you'll see against the wall there's a variety of weapons. You can choose as many weapons as you like, because you may run out during the fight, so pack yourself with guns. And then once you've done, if you head up the end, you'll see a little gate. Wait there for the go. Arm up, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen. Arm up. So there's the VSD, there's the
Penis
DMR.
helmet.
There, yeah, definitely get your helmet
I got the
and
penis
your,
helmet.
and your plate carrier. So we do officially allow plate carriers because we'd like to watch them suffer longer. I'm glad you get a better view up here. I'll even share.
Oh, it's good view here.
Oh, I didn't grab the ammo. Oh, there we go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we know who's going to go in. So let's throw these predictions. Who will win? Will it be Crimson? or will it be brand?
I'm banking on the guest. I'm banking on Crimson.
You don't need it. You can put the greedy
Yeah,
gold onto it.
I fought Brandon last
You can
weekend.
put some greedy
If it
gold
wasn't
on you.
2v1, I would have won that last
How do
week.
I do that?
In
How
the
do
chat
I
now, we
put
just
some
started a
greedy gold
prediction.
on it?
We just started a prediction who will win, so people can now use greedy gold to up their fortunes.
shit.
Yes, we are betting on the deaths of guests and co-hosts.
I got so much greedy gold. I'll be here for a minute. Here we go.
It's a stack of your bets, ladies and
Spent
gentlemen.
400 on Crimson.
All right. So yeah, make sure all guns are loaded. Make sure all weapons are cocked. We've got both of them up at the gates. I think Brandon went back for a refresh on guns. No, yeah, Brandon's there. So we've got Brandon on gates. No, we're going back for a refresh. Yes, we can see you. We can see you. All right, they're both sitting at gates. Crimson, are you ready?
Yes.
Brandon, are you
Oh,
ready?
man.
Put them down, Crimson. I got 400.
Oh man.
All right, so on three, you open your gates, and then
I'm
it's
gonna
a
ruin his
fight
parlay.
to the death. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my. What happens when you don't play all week?
Oof. It's instant up. It's instant up. Grab your gun. Oh! Oh!
Oh shit. You get him?
Did you guys just kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know I'm gonna have to.
No, you're killing me.
You know I'm gonna have to confiscate those shotguns from you. You know. You get on a one-way ticket to get those shotguns taken over. All that pirate armband. Yep, well, that's our
yeah. If I didn't kill him, he was going to kill me.
facts. No facts. No, 100%. You can put one in me too. We appreciate you, Mr. Q. We'll catch you next week.
All right. Love your work.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our podcast done. A big shout out to our guest, Crimson Thorn. You can catch Crimson Thorn. She's on Twitch all the time. Here is her Twitch link. And a little shout out to make it a little bit easier. But that's our podcast done and dusted for the week. If you've got any news, any information, servers, any events you've got kicking off, definitely get into the into the Discord and give us a message. You can DM me directly. We're happy to chuck it onto the show. We've got a shout out for our current streamers that are in the house: Mr. Twisted Humanity, Mr. Undead Gamer, Mr. Reno Junes, who else do we have here? Mr. Josie Garfunkel. These are all the legends that come out consistently to join us into the DayZ world. But ladies and gentlemen, that's our podcast done. Said if you missed anything, you can always catch up on YouTube with all of our episodes. And we'll catch you guys next week on the show.